Well, is everyone ready to begin the Dreams in Video Games video? Because I sure am. I've been waiting to show off my rebrand and this is just the video to do it. We've researched video games and dreaming, so now we can find— Well, guess I'm being abducted by aliens. Bye bye. Why aren't you more concerned about this? Where are we? It appears we are in some type of futuristic cage. Who captured us this time, and why do I have a feeling it was your fault? Well, those aliens have big blue heads and skinny bodies. That means they are from Toucan 4, the same one seen in the I'm Blue Dabba Dee Dabba Die music video by Eiffel 65 of the Bliss Corporation. Why do you know that? Never mind. If you know what they are, then find a way to escape. Your beloved dictator is feeling tired today, so I'll leave it to you, my greatest underling, to think of a plan. But I don't know what a Toucan 4 or a Blue Dabba Dee even is. Well, I'll explain it to you, and then you come up with a plan. Deal? Okay, deal. But let's try talking to them first. Okay. Hey, you big-brained weirdos. Well, that failed. Guess we just... I guess I just listened to you. Okay, I will start with what I'm Blue Dabba Dee Dabba Die is, and who Eiffel 65 are. Eiffel 65 is an Italian Eurodance group created in 1997 as a part of Bliss Corporation. The group consists of 3 people: Gabri Ponte, Jeffrey J, and Maurizio Lobina. Sorry if I mispronounced that. The group came together when the 3 met at Bliss Corporation. The name Eiffel, according to Wikipedia, was chosen by a computer out of a list of many possible words. And 65 was put on there by accident when a phone number was being written down. The group would not be successful at first, until they made the song Blue. The song was created before the band even existed, and was made based off of a piano hook by Lobina, and the producers of the song decided to make it a dance song. Jay wrote the lyrics to be about how a person goes through life, a blue guy in a blue world, basing everything off of a color, which had no real meaning, after he was told to make nonsensical lyrics by Lobina. Massimo Gabuti, another songwriter of Blue, added the Dabba Dee Dabba Die to the song. It was also chosen to make it distorted, the vocals I mean. So the iconic song about nonsense and about blue things was made. The album with the song in it did not do well at first, not selling many copies, and people didn't quite like it. It was even said that when played at a club, the people just walked out. But then it was played on the right Italian radio station, and then it became popular in Italy, and eventually became successful worldwide. Part of its worldwide appeal were the nonsensical lyrics, and that I'm Blue Dabba Dee Dabba Die. So it doesn't matter what language you speak. That part can be sung and understood by all, almost like a universal language, along with the fact it was just a good, catchy song. It had everything it needed to become an iconic song, in Italy and in the world. In around 1998 to 1999, the popular music video was made to go along with the song. It was created in a garage with a green screen and a single computer of 3ds Max. The video was made by Blissco Media, the computer graphics division of Blissco. The visuals were based off of the popular video games and movies of the time, with aliens and dark sci-fi locations. The story was based on these games as well, and it shares the nonsense feeling that the song has. It was made in only a few months. The video depicts blue aliens kidnapping the singer of Eiffel 65 and taking him to their world. Then the other members rescue him, and then they go back to play for the aliens. Wait, if that was all a fictional music video, then why the hell are they here in real life? Fictional things have begun to become real due to the actions of a certain rat-hedgehog thing. Don't worry about it, we will just have to deal with those consequences. Whatever you say, RetroDark. Just keep explaining things so I can find a way to get out of here. So, that brief summary of the music video does not provide much, and there isn't much more to talk about. Or is there? Well, as it turns out, there's actually hidden lore in this video. And no, it isn't some MatPat insanity, this is real evidence, given us to by Blissco and Blissco Media themselves. For I'm Blue is not the end of these aliens. No. There are 2 more music videos with them in it that are part of the canon. Move Your Body and I Wanna Be. And on the song I Wanna Be, it's not Eiffel 65 credited, it's the alien, Zoroardo. Yes. And it gets better. At the start of the video, there's a title crawl that explains the entire story, but it's kind of hard to see. But at the end of the video, a website link is shown, and the link still works, and there's an explanation for everything. Each video has its own story and lore. Now it's time to take a good look at that lore and see what implications it has. I do mention that I checked the other songs Eiffel made around that time for lore, and there are none. Why didn't you just start with a detailed explanation? Don't worry, it's all part of the process. Using the new info found on the website, we can finally understand the true artistic genius of the story shown before us. The website, it's a decent website, and it appears to be made by Blissco Media, or just Blissco in general. I can't really tell, but it was made by someone, and they clearly had a lot of passion. Blue, the song that started it all, requires the most explanation, for it is the most vague story and wasn't really explained until the website was made. And that was actually different from the original idea for the video, which was to have a mischievous alien mascot, but as you see, that's not what happened. The first alien we see is Sayok 6 and his accomplice, who isn't really named. Wikipedia says it's a different alien, but that's a load of bullshit. They go on to kidnap the singer of Eiffel 65, Jeffrey J, and take him to their homeworld, being Tucon 4. But why did this happen? Well, now we have to talk about the other alien introduced, Zorodal, because there's actually a backstory to why all this happened, and it's really long, so I'll just give you the basics for now and explain details later. So basically, Zorodal wanted to make a universal language and was researching the topic and overheard that Earth had a universal language called music. And he wanted to go and listen and see that and hear it. But the evil alien Sayok 6 found out about that and wanted to take music and use it to control people's minds. So he kidnapped the singer of Eiffel 65 to test out music on his homeworld, not knowing that humans had friends and that he needed the other two to make music properly. So that's why the kidnapping happened. Eiffel 65 chases them in their spaceship, and that implies that Earth in this universe is far more technologically advanced than it is now. And humans can just casually go around the galaxy if they wanted to, which has some interesting implications, but it gets weirder in the video. So Jay is let out of a molecular cage which had him frozen, and he begins to sing like nothing happened. Because to him, all that didn't happen. He was just frozen in time. So 1 second he was playing in front of a human crowd, and then suddenly the alien crowd. He was just so focused in what he was doing that he didn't realize until later on. The two other band members fight some aliens to save their friends, and the aliens go down easily but stay in one piece, showing some durability. But as you can see, the band members have some magical powers, or some type of tech that's clearly used for combat. So we can make an inference here, so if there are new weapons and new modes of transportation, that can only really mean that there was some big war on Earth that caused this to all need to be developed. But that isn't directly shown, and that's just a theory, a game theory, or music theory. I mean, the same thing happened with wars on Earth, so we need to get more back on track. So Eiffel 65 is reunited when Jay is saved, and in the video the aliens ask for them to come back, but it's not exactly understood why, but it's explained on the website that the crowd gets mad when Jay left, and Sayok 6 asks Zorodal to save him from the crowd and capture the humans, but Zorodal doesn't want this. Zorodal wants them to come back as guests for the good of the galaxy and the universal language. So the aliens put up a sign that says please come back, and Zorodal sends a message explaining everything. So then they come back, put on a good show, and have Zorodal on stage, making everyone friends and peaceful after that. And yeah, I didn't explain Zorodal's backstory all that much or why he wants a universal language, but it's really not needed at this point. His backstory is probably the longest part of this video. Well, now we need to move on to the next music video. Thought of any good escape plans yet? None of what you just said was useful other than how these aliens can easily be defeated with basic powers, but are indestructible somehow? We just need to find a way out of this cage and we should essentially be good, so keep explaining. So the next music video has little to no info on the website and just seems to have not much lore in general, so best I could do is summarize what's there and analyze what's there. The song used is Move Your Body, and due to the songs being made before the videos, the lyrics don't have any lore. The song lacks many details about its production, so we'll move on to the music video, which is made the same way as Blues. So in the video, Eiffel 65 and Zorodal are friends now, and they're dancing together on a show on Zoroardo's homeworld, where Eiffel 65 is popular now. Everything is going well, but then these buff, hot vampire people kidnap this woman who has blue skin. But she's not the same species as Zoroardo, her name is Dushian, and I have no idea what her deal is, but I don't know. These vampires leave behind a teleportation device that Eiffel 65 and Zoroardo don't know how to use, showing they are both technologically behind the hostile hot vampire people. So the teleporter takes them to a different place, and has Zoroardo and Eiffel 65 team up to defeat some guys, and then go to fight the evil vampires, but as it turns out, the aliens like Eiffel 65 and just wanted to dance with them, so it was improper communication all along. And so everyone is happy in the end. So what this video showed off was just some new powers of Eiffel 65 and the appearance of Toucan 4, which seems pretty technologically advanced. We get to see that the blue aliens can be overpowered, but again are rather tough and resilient, and don't seem to have any signs of damage when harmed by multiple things. It's kind of sad that this video didn't get the same treatment as the others in terms of like a description on the website. It's literally only mentioned once. All these unique aliens and locations like never get named, and I really wish they did. Like these robot dudes on this planet, these bugs, they could all have like backstories and stuff, but it's just a letdown really. There was no point in mentioning any of that, so let's just skip to the good part so I can find a way out of here. Didn't you hear? I mentioned that Toucanians aren't used to teleportation. We could teleport out of here, and how would we do that? Point taken, moving on. Oh yeah, the aliens mentioned in the flashback scene in the music video, In My Life, they get kicked in the balls. So that implies the existence of genitalia. Shut the hell up. Okay, now on to I Wanna Be by Zoroardo. So Zoroardo was originally planned to be evil, as I said, but as you know that didn't happen. And in the video he was originally made to be goofy, and was given a happy ending. So eventually in the year 2000, Blissco took an unreleased Eiffel 65 song, I Wanna Be, and made it into a Zoroardo music video, where Zoroardo planned to be some kind of like mascot. Even the website like acts like there are more plans to do stuff with him, but it's very clear that it just didn't work, and that's kind of why this website's a bit abandoned and hasn't been updated in the past 20 years. Yeah, I kind of feel sad that it failed, but Despite Eiffel 65 being the ones who made I Wanna Be, they are not credited on the song, and it's only Zoroardo credited, making him a virtual singer of some kind. They also made the website to go along with this, filling it with lore about Zoroardo, and that's where we got the stuff for today's video. And it gets better, Zoroardo.com even has a backstory to everything. The music video made to go along with I Wanna Be has a Star Wars-like intro crawl that has all the information from the website on it as like a joke. Just showing they knew how silly this all was, but I don't care. I'll just go through things in order, going from start to finish, because I'm bored and have far too much time on my hands. No we don't, we're about to be killed! Shush, let me finish this. According to the authorized biography, Zoroardo, whose full name looks like this, was born in the year 45,651 according to the made-up calendar Standard Galactic Pulse. He was born on Toucan 4 in the constellation HR 453. His family were scientists and explorers. His father, whose name I won't even try to pronounce, was a famous explorer who made much of the standard galactic map used in the galaxy. He also discovered a planet called Kelluloi 3, which was home to the Big plants. They were famous for being able to communicate via telepathy, and it was said that Zoroardo's dad was the only one who could understand that plants could have thoughts. And he was trying to understand all forms of life, and Zoroardo, who spent a lot of his time traveling with his father, was inspired, and so wanted to create a universal language. Zoroardo's mother, Hela, used to be what on the website called an operative artist, for science and art were considered the same thing on Toucan 4, so, yeah, that's interesting. She specialized in psychic communications. Zoroardo also got her passion for communication, and she used to travel with them across the galaxy, helping each other. Also, his mother has boobies, which implies that these blue fuckers produce milk. I don't want to think about that, but honestly, I love the little names that are here in these old renders. It's just a treat to look at. They really put their all into this. The next part of the website depicts the history of Toucan 4 and how they were a society of warriors constantly fighting, but eventually an ancient ancestor to Zoroardo invented a multi-dimensional language that made it where people could communicate ideas better, and that caused the Toucanians to stop fighting and to develop art and science. preventing all violence and misunderstandings. The language is a form of communication able to be expressed through words, body gestures, and psychic waves that can convey meaning and the feeling behind things. This caused Draconians to become a very advanced society. Zoroardo had always been talented and learned a lot about other cultures, but sadly, many of the people he had met lived in violent environments where people would fight each other and other races because they couldn't understand each other. His father always told him that the most dangerous thing in the universe were people who couldn't understand each other. Zoroardo's mom taught him how to speak the multi-dimensional language, but when he would try to communicate with other races, it simply didn't work, and his mother told him it was impossible to teach it to other races. Zoroardo couldn't stand this, so when he went to school, he focused on communication. His universal language project wasn't successful, until he learned of humans. There were these two merchants who told him about it, who had been there and learned of humans and their music, which could communicate thoughts and feelings to anyone. He was given one warning though, that humans can be very good, but they can also do a lot of bad if they don't understand you. Zoroardo learned a lot more about humans over time and their language, but then Sayok 6, another alien whose full name is literal gibberish, went on to learn about music and wanted to see if it could be used for mind control, and so on went to kidnap Jeffrey J, and so the story of I'm Blue begins, and it ends with Zoroardo becoming friends with the humans. Sayok 6 ends up losing, but after I'm Blue and Move Your Body, Zoroardo went on a solo mission, exploring forms of communication through music. In I Wanna Be, he does just that. The video begins with him flying the starship Adisak? Oh god, these names are... Oh, guys, I'm sorry, these names are melting my brain. That implies I have a brain to begin with, but it's still melting my brain, or whatever I have in my head. And he has a crew this time. I won't go through all of them, so I'll just go through their names and what they do. Gregory is the senior officer, Elena is the scientific officer, Jakaji is the head engineer, and Quark is the pet mascot creature. Zoroardo and his crew encounter the evil people on Durai, a planet ruled by Kang Yao, who loves capturing random people and making them fight to the death. He also has these cool bodyguards that, they also capture people and throw them into the death pit. It was also said that there was a war with another planet, Jiaolai, in which the people there were captured and used as slaves to fight in the pit, which was made specifically for them, so yeah, slavery is canon to the I'm Blue Dabba Dee Dabba Die alien lore. In the music video, the crew of Adisak end up freeing some of them and escaping the evil king by using proper communication through music. And that's just about it for the I'm Blue Dabba Dee Dabba Die lore. There's more stuff on the website, like an interview of Zoroardo, and so many more details that they just didn't have to make, but they did, and I love it. Like, Zoroardo canonically loves spring rolls. Like, what other media company does that? So I suggest you go look at the website, and I guarantee you'll get a kick out of it. Also, I do want you all to notice how Blue was popular everywhere, and it didn't matter the language. Anyone could enjoy and understand the song, which seems to have actually influenced the lore and the idea of a universal language, and that universal language being music, making this entire saga an unironic masterpiece. After all of that, I got nothing. We're screwed. Guess we'll die. Oh look, the aliens are coming back in here. Let's ask them some questions, see if they're malicious or not. This could just be misunderstanding. Hey aliens, why are we here? Because the one you call Retrodark is so annoying. He is, but what does that have to do with you personally? He made a song so horrible that harms us Tuconians all the way on Tucon 4, so we will be dumping both of you in the nearest black hole so we can finally be at peace. But can the song be really that bad? Well, listen for yourself.
Oh yeah, this is the Retrodark rap. Yo, I'm a rat. I'm evil. Yeah. I'm evil.
Is death really the answer here? Yes, and we are about to arrive at the black hole, so get ready. Retrodark, if this is really the end, I have one thing to say to you. Wait, you could teleport out the entire time. That's all for today's video. Hope you enjoyed. It's crazy to think how cheesy late 90s and early 2000s songs have this much lore. Hope you enjoyed learning the lore of these little blue guys. And this video wouldn't be possible without these lovely people on screen. Thank you for watching, and like and subscribe if you made it this far, and have a good one. See you next time for the video about dreams. The video had to be delayed for a few reasons, sorry for the wait.